NVIDIA just posted $44 billion in quarterly revenue, but they took a massive $4.5 billion hit from Chinese export restrictions. Is this the price of monopolizing the world's AI market, or is it the beginning of the end of NVIDIA's dominance? In this video, I'll break down whether NVIDIA is still an investment opportunity after its most recent financials. I'll also look into the catalysts as well as the risks that investors need to watch out for. My name is Rick Orford, and I help investors like you make informed decisions. While I'm not a financial advisor, I have been trading stocks and options since 1999. And if experience has taught me anything, it's that growth investing works well when you focus on quality companies during market disruptions like the recent downturn following the tariff policies. By the way, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insights and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And y'all know how much I love researching new stocks and finding the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 5 times, and you can scan this QR code or visit fool.com/RickO to get your 10 stock picks right now. Okay, so NVIDIA is the undisputed king of AI computing right now, and in the foreseeable future, the company's bread and butter will be its data center segment, which is where all AI-related operations are taking place. This is also NVIDIA's primary source of revenue right now. NVIDIA's actual data centers are called AI factories, which are powered by AI chips designed for training and running large language models we see every day, like those from OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and more. Personally, I think the biggest advantage of NVIDIA is not the AI chips, but it's with its CUDA platform. It's essentially an all-in-one AI ecosystem, which makes it difficult for clients to abandon and for competitors to replicate. At the moment, NVIDIA is making headlines as a result of their latest financials. Well, two things really stuck out. NVIDIA did not only become the center of AI technology, it also became the forefront of geopolitical interest. What an exciting time it is to be NVIDIA's investor, right? Well, we talk about a lot of this on my Discord channel. Now, NVIDIA reported a phenomenal first quarter revenue number of around $44 billion with a growth rate of 69% year over year. Now, it is lower than the previous quarter, but still very profitable. I mean, how many trillion-dollar companies do you know that can increase their revenue by 69% year over year? That is incredibly impressive. Now, NVIDIA also had to write off $4.5 billion worth of inventory and purchase commitments, and this was because of the US government now requires NVIDIA to get an export license for the H20 chips, at least if they want to sell them to China. But that is not a one-time hit. NVIDIA is also expecting to lose another $8 billion in revenue in the next quarter just because of these restrictions. The timing of these setbacks couldn't be more stressful for NVIDIA because the company is also ramping up its next generation Blackwell architecture, which is expected to be a massive revenue driver for NVIDIA, all while navigating US and China's decades of a love and hate relationship. Well, with that out of the way, let's dive into NVIDIA's financials. NVIDIA's recent quarter was both impressive and concerning, depending on how you look at it. I mean, its revenue for the quarter, well, it was absolutely explosive. It went up from around $26 billion to $44 billion in the span of 1 year. I mean, this is startup growth, and its net income also increased by 26% to around $18.75 billion, or 76 cents on a per-share basis. By the way, all of the information in this video is powered by bar chart, and this is a tool that I use that lets you screen and filter thousands of tickers by price, volume, sector, and much more, so you can find data on almost any company in seconds. You can scan this QR code or click the link in the description to create a free account. So, what was NVIDIA's biggest revenue driver? Well, it's its data center business alone. That brought in 39.1 billion in revenue for the quarter, which is up 73% year over year. And it also accounts for about 89% of NVIDIA's total revenue. Meanwhile, its gaming segment revenue increased 48% to around 3.8 billion. And that segment used to be the primary business of NVIDIA, but now it kind of looks more like a side hustle, right? Now, from a profitability standpoint, NVIDIA's margins remain strong despite the hiccups. EPS for the quarter took a hit, yes, at 76 cents a share, but that was mainly because of the $4.5 billion charge that I mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's balance sheet, it's rock solid. It doesn't get better than this. NVIDIA generates significant cash flow with minimal debt. Its free cash flow alone for the quarter increased by nearly 75% to 26.2 billion, with long-term debt of just $8.5 billion. Also, NVIDIA has a history of rewarding shareholders through buybacks. For the quarter, the company spent over $14 billion on share repurchase programs. And once companies start buying back their own shares, that's a really good sign that NVIDIA can weather those geopolitical storms and continue investing in things like research and development. However, despite all of these positives, there are several risks associated with owning NVIDIA. And the scariest right now is the US versus China trade war. And it's hitting NVIDIA's bottom line brutally. Remember, NVIDIA took a $4.5 billion loss in the first quarter. And that's $4.5 billion worth of AI chips that's supposed to be sold to China. But that immediate write-off is just the tip of the iceberg. NVIDIA was unable to ship an additional $2.5 billion worth of their H20 chips in the first quarter. And looking forward, the H20 licensing requirement will result in a further $8 billion being cut from the company's revenue in the next quarter alone. So that's around $15 billion in lost revenue over the next 2 quarters. Even NVIDIA's CEO himself has said that China's $50 billion market is practically close to the US, as it is. Now, think about what that means. NVIDIA is essentially missing out on a market that could essentially double its revenue. As a result, NVIDIA is losing its ground against Chinese competitors who are aggressively developing their own AI chips, with Huawei's Ascend computing series gaining strong momentum. Pretty scary, eh? But here's the thing. NVIDIA still has many potential growth runways that could offset all of these risks. Now, I just talked about NVIDIA's issues with China as a risk, right? It's their biggest risk. And what is NVIDIA doing about it? Well, they're working on a China-specific chip. It's a sort of Blackwell for China product that will comply with US export regulations. And if they can get this product to market, I can easily see it adding $5, $10, or $20 billion a year in revenue for this segment alone. But that's not all. I think US President Donald Trump's Saudi Arabia and UAE deals that were recently reported are what investors really need to be excited about. In fact, NVIDIA's revenue will likely skyrocket from it as a result. In the UAE alone, we're talking about them buying 500,000, 500,000 of NVIDIA's chips every year through 2027 alone. And guess what? Those are NVIDIA's most advanced AI chips right now. Those are the H100 series, and they cost between $25,000 and $40,000 a pop. That is a tremendous revenue driver for NVIDIA. So yeah, long-term investors need to be excited about the opportunities in the Middle East. You see, both nations' goal is to become a world-class AI hub, which is why they're pouring billions of dollars into AI and other tech investments like EVs. And guess what? NVIDIA is making this transformation possible, and there's literally no alternative. I think it makes it easy to imagine the growth potential here, right? And also, these collaborations are less likely to be hindered by import restrictions because the Trump administration itself gave the green light to these deals, and that's important. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. From a political standpoint, the UAE's AI facilities will be powered by American-made AI chips, exactly what the government wants. Honestly, there's so much more to discuss about the ongoing AI projects in the region, like Stargate UAE, NVIDIA's collaboration with Saudi's Humain AI, and UAE's MGX Vision. But the point is, I think the Middle Eastern market is the next really big revenue driver for NVIDIA. Personally, I think NVIDIA presents a long-term opportunity because I'm a long-term investor myself, and I've been following the tech sector, well, since the beginning of my career. That said, NVIDIA stock is definitely not for everyone. If you're the type of person who checks their portfolio every single morning and gets anxious when you see red, this stock isn't for you. The stock is for believers, or those investors who genuinely think that AI will reshape every industry over the next decade, and that NVIDIA will be at the forefront of this revolution. So that's my take on NVIDIA, but what do you think? Do you have any questions about the company? Do you have any suggestions on a topic that you'd like me to cover in the future? Let me know in the comments below. And if you happen to find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you'll get more content like this one. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.